Hello, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I am testing out yet another influencer beauty YouTuber owned brand. I have this little guy, or should I say big guy, since it's pretty much the size of my head. This is from Dragun Beauty, which, if you don't know, Dragun Beauty is the latest of many influencer owned brands. This one is owned by YouTuber Nikita Dragun. This is her first launch for the new brand. And, you know, sticking with the dragon theme, she came out with these dragon egg kits. There are two products that were her first launch, which I actually think is kind of cool. So if you want to hear my thoughts about Dragun Beauty, these first two products that she launched, the whole process of ordering and what I think so far of the brand, then hang in there because we're getting started right now. And get started. So I am now at the stage of my makeup routine where I would start putting on my primer, foundation, and doing, you know, the rest of my makeup. I have done my eyes already. Obviously, I've done kind of a darker smoky blue look, which had a fair bit of fallout. Anytime I do like a really dark or intense eyeshadow look, I like to start with that first and then go in with, you know, my face products. So I'm at the place in my makeup routine where I would start using face products. So this is the box that my Dragun Beauty order came in. It was, I don't know if it wasn't totally sealed properly. Like, it only had this one little piece of tape, so it was kind of like popping open a little bit when I got it in the mail. But it is quite a large box. You open it up, you get this, which I don't know what it is. It is the United House of Dragun 100 Dragon dollars. I'm wondering if this is supposed to be like a rewards program or something that she's going to be coming out with later when she adds more things to the brand. I don't really know what this is, but that was in the box. And then you also get this picture of Nikita. And then in here, you can see there's like this extra little piece of cardboard that has a cutout that's holding the egg in place. So go ahead and take this out. And then here's the egg. Mine was, because the box was kind of beat up, it was like rolling around in here and had actually come apart while it was being shipped. So let me take it out. Here is the egg. This is called the Dragon Fire Transformation Egg Kit. It is fairly large. I mean, you can tell it's pretty sizable. And then you open it up, and inside are the two different products. So this is the DragunHeart Transformation Powder, and then over here we have the Dragon Fire Skin Perfecting Potion. So you can buy each of these items individually. Oh, I just dropped that. So you can buy each of these products individually. The Dragon Fire Skin Perfecting Potion is $25, and the face powder is $35. So you can buy each of these individually, or if you want to save $5 and get them as a set, that's when you get the egg. So of course I did go ahead and buy the egg since it saved, you know, a little bit of money with getting both products. Although, to be honest, I kind of wish that she had like maybe another bundled price, like maybe even saving like $10 rather than just saving $5 to get both products, because I don't need this egg. I really don't need this just to sit around in my house. Like, yeah, so maybe for the first launch, I mean, it's a cool product. It makes you feel like you're getting something kind of exciting and new. And then there also was another version of the kit, which was like a special edition, but it was this same egg, but covered in glitter, and then the like design of the egg were bejeweled with like crystals or something, which, don't get me wrong, I love a good bejeweled moment. I love bejeweling. I actually have a bejeweling tool, yes. I'll put a picture of my like graduation cap. It was completely encrusted in Swarovski crystals, and I still have a lot of left over. So maybe if I'm looking for like a craft project, I have glitter, I have Swarovski crystals, I have glue. I have a bejeweling tool, I might bejewel this myself, because I think it's ridiculous to pay like another $50 to get this bejeweled for you when you can do it yourself. So that was a limited edition, like special thing that you could have, which I think is just a waste of money, but whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get started putting this stuff on my face. So the first thing we have here, this is the Dragun Fire Skin Perfecting Potion. It's basically a color corrector is what it is. It's a very dark, rich, like orangey color corrector, which honestly, I was kind of excited. I do have to say, I really like what Nikita is doing with her brand. You know, Nikita is a transgender woman, and I think it's really great that she's, you know, speaking out about issues with transgender people, and she's coming out with products that are able to serve a need that she feels is kind of missing within the beauty community. I have to give her credit for that, and I think that is very commendable. I, being of Somali descent, I am mixed race. My father's from Somalia. My mother is primarily Western European descent. I do have very dark circles. You can't see on my eyelids because I have eyeshadow on already, but you can see, you know, looking down, I have quite dark circles underneath my eyes. That just comes from the hyperpigmentation that a lot of Somali people experience. So I have used color correctors in the past, and I actually have used like very rich, deep, orangey colored color correctors in the past, which I really like. So while a lot of people were like, oh, I'm scared, I'm like, yes, give me that rich color corrector. Like, I've been needing to actually repurchase a color corrector because I haven't been using one. This is supposed to work for all skin tones. I know a lot of people were kind of worried that it is very dark, very rich in pigmentation. It is supposed to conceal, correct, and perfect the appearance of dark circles, blemishes, and discoloration on the skin. It is infused with light reflecting mattifying powders to brighten and blur. This formula diffuses imperfections to create a photo filtered fantasy. Saturated with vitamin E and vitamin A, Dragun Fire blends effortlessly and offers full customizable light to full coverage. And also, it's really interesting, they say that it promotes optimal skin health because in addition to vitamins A and E, it also has almond oil and shea butter. It sounds really great. I have been looking for a color corrector, so I'm really hoping that this works. So I did take a second to like read the tips and tricks that they do have on their website. Just looking at some of the pictures, I'm gonna go a little heavier than I normally would for a color corrector, but I'm just gonna use the image that they have on the website as kind of a guide. And you can always customize it and like change it up based on like your particular face shape. It is pretty full coverage. So they say be careful and like build it up as opposed to like going super heavy. So I'm gonna try to go with a light hand. When I do my color corrector, I like to like look down and really see right where the hollow is, where I have the biggest indentation. Let me zoom in slightly so you can see. Okay, so here we are. If I'm looking down and then I bend my head down, but I look up into my mirror. I have my mirror just like off this way. And if I look down, you can see where I really have the dark circles. Like I have very deep discoloration like right here. So I'm gonna take the wand and I'm gonna place this right where I have that discoloration. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side. And now I'm gonna take just a little bit more underneath the eye. And then on their picture, they have kind of smile lines and chin, so I'm gonna do that. And then they also have just like around the nose, which that could be good. Let me get a little more. They also say you can take it on the jawline. I'm gonna try it. I don't know, I've never done that before. Let's give it a go. Okay. I'm now going to take a dampened beauty sponge. Don't judge me that this one's dirty. I only used it once, so it's not like that bad. And I'm gonna blend it in. Oh no. Okay, I let this set too long because it's not blending. Oh no. Okay, this side's blending. I think I did put too much. I tried to not, but I think I actually ended up putting too much under the eyes. Oh, and it's really hard to blend on this side. And even worse, I'm turning out looking like a Broncos fan. No, I hate football. Oh, my blue eyes and all this orange face paint. Oh no. Oh no, I should have thought about that before I did my eyes. So I zoomed out slightly so you can see the whole effect. I look super orange. It's very Oompa Loompa-esque. But I think that's kind of what it's supposed to do, because it is a color corrector. So, you know, I'm going to cover it up with foundation. They say that this works with medium, full. It's supposed to work with all different types of foundations. So to see if this really does like blend in, how much can be covered up, I thought I'm going to go with a true, like what I feel like is a very true medium coverage foundation, because obviously I could go in with, you know, a Morphe Fluidity, an Urban Decay All Nighter, or Huda Beauty. All of those are like super full coverage foundations, and then it'd be like, it just covers up everything anyways. I won't really know what the color corrector is doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Dior Forever 24-Hour Wear High Perfection Skin Caring Foundation with sunscreen. Don't forget that sunscreen. It's a very long name. I love this foundation. I think it looks beautiful on the skin. I have the shade 3 in. Yes, 3 in. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup routine so that we can go ahead and get to the place where I can finally start using these guys here, the transformation powders, which I'm very excited for these. So I'm just gonna stop talking and put the rest of my foundation on. Alright, so I am back. Obviously I went ahead and finished up the rest of my makeup routine because the next product that we have is this guy. This is the Transformation Face Powder. Now this is supposed to be a brightening finishing powder, which they say to use as your final step in your makeup routine, which actually is how I would probably use a product like this. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside container. So in here you have this really gorgeous component. It's white with like silver dragon, there you go, scales on it that are kind of like, are they iridescent? Yeah, they're kind of iridescent, maybe, dare I say hollow? Hollow's supposed to have all colors of the rainbow. I see yellow, orange, green, purple. I think this is maybe hollow. Kind of an iridescent hollow shimmer to the dragon scale pattern on here. And then you open it up. There's a fairly large size mirror, and then here are the 2 face powders. So in here we have pink opal and then yellow topaz. So kind of a more orangey kind of pink color and then a yellow face powder. I prefer powder contouring, and I love a final step of using a matte highlighter to kind of just brighten everything, add a little extra contrast back in my face, because I probably tend to go a little overboard with like bronzer and contour. I don't know, that's just me. I can't stop. Once I get going, I just can't stop. So I really love products like this. They do say that these are supposed to be like a little bit reflective and glowy, but just from swatching them really quickly, they look pretty matte. They also look very pigmented, I mean. So the website says, blend and build your ultimate face filtered fantasy with a formulation infused with light reflecting pigments and pearls for a glamorously glowy, beautifully brightened look. Cocoa seed butter imparts a shimmering, sensual, and seductively silky texture on the skin, delivering superior adhesion whether worn on a bare face or with a full beat. Use pink opal or yellow topaz on its own, or mix the powders together for your own customized fantasy. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much, that's all I got for that. So let's go ahead and just start putting these on my face. I'm gonna take my favorite powder brush. That's this guy here. Here we go. This is my favorite powder brush for using under eye powders. I use this brush every day for doing under eye setting powders, as well as for the brightening of my matte highlighters. So what I like to do, since I am of a more medium skin tone, I like to take a yellow brightening powder underneath my eye. So I'm gonna take the yellow topaz shade. Let me see how this mirror works. I like the mirror. It's a pretty nice, decent sized mirror, although it like, is it? Oh, it just has plastic on it. Let's pull that off. I thought it looked slightly beveled and it was like creating this weird, yeah, it just has plastic. Okay, that's better. I don't love long mirrors like this. I find them like hard to use. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this guy, tap off the extra because I don't know how, it looks really pigmented, and then I'm gonna just tap this underneath my eye. So I think I'm gonna just do half my face with the brightening powder and then half without to kind of compare. So it is looking quite bright. Whoa. And I put just the slightest amount on. And now I like to take a more pink color and cut underneath my contour. So I'm gonna take a little of this pink opal and I cut underneath my contour. Take a little on my chin. A little bit more, and then on the forehead. Oh, and I take a little bit down my nose. I can't like split my nose in half, so I'm just gonna take the pink shade down the bridge of my nose. Whoa, that's a lot of pigment. So then I usually, what I do is I take my bronzer brush again and just go over everything to just kind of diffuse it, because I don't want it to look like I have like a you know, a sharp line on my face where I just put this like powder. Okay, so I turned the brightness down a little bit in here just so that you can see kind of a little bit better. So just looking at my face, I think you can definitely see that there's quite a bit more lightness and brightness underneath my eye. As far as like you can see the contour a little bit more. Probably I went in a little heavy with the powder. I got a little carried away. It is coming off more contrasted on camera than in person. I think in person it is looking very, I don't want to say natural, because this is like a, you know, more of a full beat, full face kind of look, but I think you can really tell that there is a fair bit of contrast, and then there's just brightening. Like I feel like my eye just looks kind of lifted and brightened, and it's definitely making my under eye kind of come forward, which is what you want from a highlighter. So let me really quickly go ahead and pop this on the other side of my face, and then I will be right back. So I went ahead and finished up the other side of my face with this, what's it called? DragunHeart Transformation Face Powder. Whatever, the face powder. And I don't know, I just have to say, I think it is very brightening, like very, very, very brightening. Just like there's a lot of color there. And while they do blend out, it still leaves a very brightening effect, which I like. On one hand, I like a brightening effect. I like a really bright under eye. I enjoy that effect. I think it looks really nice, especially, you know, when I have a full contour and everything going on like I do today. However, I just feel like it's maybe a bit much. Before I was putting on the transformation face powder, I was feeling like I was looking a little too bronzy. That I went a little too crazy, I put a little too much contour on, and I was just looking like, oh yeah, you're looking kind of brown there, girl. I used my new Kylie bronzers that I've been really enjoying. I think Almond is a really good shade for me. This is a pretty good medium shade. But I also have Tawny Mami, which I use to contour with instead of my normal contour. And this is a very red tone bronzer, and so I just was feeling like I got too much of this on. Now, however, that I've put the brightening face powders on, I feel like I look very pale on camera. All this is on camera. Well, the bronzers, I was feeling I was looking a little too bronzed in person, but just basically in real life, I feel like I look pretty good. Like, it's a very bright under eye. My contour is cut, which I like, but on camera, I'm feeling like it's just reading a little bit all too one color, one contrast. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to like build up my contour so my face doesn't look just quite so flat. I don't know, maybe did I take it up too high, like up here? Maybe that's it. I just need to like come down with my contour a little more just to like make sure that I am truly defining my face. I mean, I do feel like I probably took it up a little high here. So let's just bring a little of that contour back in. Does that help? No, it also is very bright in here. Like in the room that I film, I use both studio lighting and natural lighting, and it's getting late in the afternoon, so it's always a little bit brighter. It's west facing. The room where I'm at, it's west facing, so it always gets brighter in the afternoon. I just feel like I'm looking very washed out on camera, but in person it does look really nice. So what does that mean? I think in general I would say I like these. I think I would like these. Like in my everyday life, like just looking in the mirror here, I think I look pretty good. Let me take a quick picture and check for flashback. Let me try that. I didn't even think about like a flashback test. Yeah, I'm looking really light, really bright, but I don't see any flashback, which is nice. Like, you can kind of see how it does look a little more, it looks bright, but I think it actually looks really nice in the picture. Like, I have to say, like, my face just looks very smoothed out. I don't know. It's not bad. I don't hate these powders. I really don't. I actually think these powders are really nice. And as you can tell, obviously from the Kat Von D Shade and Light, I used up these powders much more quickly than I did the contour shades. For me, this is a step that I enjoy. I like it. I do it basically every day that I do full contouring, and I really, really like it. So I think these are nice. $35. What does that break down to? When you actually do the breakdown of the math, so these are, you have 9.48 grams in this entire product, which breaks down to 4.74 grams per powder. So each one of these two powders is 4.74 grams. So if you divide the cost per powder, which is $17.50, by the gram, you get the cost per gram. That equals about $3 per gram for these transformation face powders. If you do the same math using the Shade and Light palette, which in here, according to the back, each one of these 3 highlight shades is 2.3 grams. And then if you divide that by the cost for each one of these, like if I'm just going off the replacement cost for these, divide $14 by 2.3 grams, which is the weight for each one of these, actually turns out to be $6.09. So $6.09, and the other is just about $3. So actually you're getting a better deal price per gram wise with the Dragun Beauty transformation powders. So really you're getting quite a bit of product in here, and for not a bad price if you compare it to a similar product on the market. The only issue that I have with this is they say on the website that it's supposed to work for multiple different skin tones, and you can like customize it by using just the pink, just the yellow, mixing the two together. But it's just so brightening. I would be very cautious of someone of a deeper complexion than myself. In general, I'm a pretty medium skin tone, and this just feels In person, I think it looks pretty good. On camera, I just feel a little bit washed out, but I did use just the smallest amount. Like, I went in with a very, very light hand. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and talk about this guy, the color corrector here. As you probably noticed, I'll roll back the clip. As I was putting on my foundation, one layer of the true medium foundation, I use the Dior Forever 24-hour foundation, did not cover all of the orange. Now, I possibly got too much of this because I just got a little carried away and was like, yes, I'm gonna put this all over, woohoo, it's great. And put it all over my face. Now, truth be told, I did use this a couple times before filming this video. With the face powder, it was the first impression, but with this guy, I did try it, I think on 2 occasions, and I just used those underneath the dark circles under my eyes. So I cracked into this, I admit. I didn't have any issues covering up the orange when I used it the first 2 times, but I just used it underneath the eyes. I didn't try to cover up everything else on the rest of my face, which, if I'm being honest, that's probably how I'm gonna use this product. I went a little crazy today just because I was reading the directions online, looking at the pictures online, and I was like, oh yeah, let me just try something different. And maybe I shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just stuck to using this product like I would use it on a regular day, which for me and my hyperpigmentation and really deep dark circles is just under my eyes. In that capacity, I think this does a really, really good job. I have very dark blue, almost verging on purple underneath my eyes. Having a really dark, rich, very pigmented color corrector is necessary. Even for me, I have tried other color correctors in the past. I've tried the Brightening color corrector from Benefit. That one didn't have quite enough pigment for me. I've tried the Naked Light color correctors, some Urban Decay. I tried some Cover FX color correctors, and a lot of them I just felt like didn't quite do enough. I was putting on the color corrector, the full coverage concealer, and the powder and the brightening powder, and still could see my dark circles. My dark circles, I feel like, are pretty, looking down, that's how you can always tell. I don't see them. Do you see them? I don't see my dark circles. I think this actually worked to cancel out my dark circles, which is something that I have been looking for and wanting and trying to find basically since even before I got really into makeup, when I would just do my regular everyday kind of makeup. Covering up my dark circles was something that I struggled with and was trying to find a product that really, really worked for me. I did also today use a more medium coverage concealer. I used my Kylie skin concealers because these I think are a little bit lighter and more medium coverage, and I still feel like the coverage under my eyes is great. So I actually really like this color corrector, and I would definitely repurchase this, but it is so pigmented, I know this is going to last me a really long time. So I really like this, and I actually do like the face powder. So I think I would recommend both of these. If you're like me, that's been struggling with having dark circles for a long time, I would definitely, this is a must-have. Try it, pick it up. I think it's great. So anyways, that's my 2 cents worth of trying out the brand new Dragun Beauty. I have to say congratulations to Nikita again for starting this brand, and I do really think it's cool that she's come out with these unique kind of different products, not this typical, I'm gonna come out with some liquid lipsticks and an eyeshadow palette, for her brand. She saw a need in the market and decided to fill it, and I think that's really, really cool. So thank you so much for spending part of your day with me and watching this review. If you have not yet subscribed, be sure to do that. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. I have lots of fun things coming up soon. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you liked it. If you like me testing out some more kind of indie brands or influencer owned brands, if you like these sorts of review videos, be sure to let me know. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day wherever you are. I will see you next time. Bye!